Hey there, Wargamers. Welcome back to Miniature Monday. Although it's really not Monday, today is Tuesday. Due to the holiday, I took the night off and didn't really do any work. We went to the beach all day, got a lot of sun, and wound up going to bed early, falling asleep on the couch, which was a lot of fun. We had a great weekend. Hope you all enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend as well. For tonight's little ramble, we are going to talk about a couple things. What I have been working on is getting ready to do Warriors of Mars, the Barsoom rules battles from 1974. And we've been trying to figure out precisely how to set up the minis for this. I don't obviously have any Martian miniatures, but we're trying to figure out the bases. The rules talk about putting one figure representing 50 soldiers on a 1-inch by 1-inch square, and then they talk about 10 of these minis being the standard unit size. So that would be 500 soldiers represented by a 5-inch by 2-inch base or stand. The cavalry come on a base that is twice as large. Also, your green Martians come on a base that is twice as large. And the green Martian cavalry come on a base that is 4 times as large. And I haven't yet decided just how to split these up. For the scenario that I was going to use, it's going to be just some basic stuff. A handful of humans versus a handful of the Tharks. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to do a little bit of an actual play video, and then RPG Sage and I will be doing an actual full-scale review and evaluation of the rule set. Now, also, you can see here in front of me, I have some 28mm Games Workshop figures from the venerable 40K game that I loved dearly back in the 90s and early 2000s. I haven't played in ages. Really, 5th edition was the last edition that I enjoyed. And also, with moving around, etc., I just haven't had anyone to play games with. So I picked up Hell by Starlight, which is a solo science fiction skirmish rule for a complicated future. This is part of the series that I mentioned the other day, last week, with Hellfire Campaigns, which is the epic scale, 6mm scale game system that's also set up for solo play. There is a campaign system for Hell by Starlight as well. And this is pretty cool. The subtitle there, Trading Your Way into Trouble. I haven't had a chance to really look through too much of this one, but I did give Hell by Starlight a once through this afternoon, and it's got some pretty interesting stuff. It is primarily designed for generating narrative style games, and to that end there are no points. There is a good sequence of play set up, and then your troops are set up into small groups, like you can see here, a fire team with their leader, little melt-a-gun there. I love that. But yeah, their reaction to various things, whether it's taking orders or being attacked or what have you, is defined by various reaction tables. And as you can see here, there is a reaction table for each different class and or level of quality of the various warriors. You can also go back and use it for the feudal followers, and even go back and use, just swords and spears if you want to. So that's kind of interesting. There's morale. There's some basic. Everything is kind of generic. It reminds me a little bit of Paul Bally or even Champions back in the day, when things are just kind of generic. You've got your pistol, your submachine gun, your shotgun, your slug thrower, energy weapons, and various heavy weapons, including artillery, energy cannons, vehicle-mounted artillery, etc. So you've got a lot of flexibility here, and with the inclusion of the Hellfire rules, which this is actually designed to be compatible with, you could do a full-scale campaign. I don't know if he's got ship-to-ship battle, Mr. Webster, but you could certainly use full thrust to do spaceship battles, and then your Hellfire for the land battles. And then if you wanted to really zoom in, you could use these Hell by Starlight rules for the skirmish battles. He's got some fun rules about indirect fire, gas and nerve agents, electronic warfare, which is a lot of fun, primitive targeting systems, methods of play, how to create aliens. This is the big one. Here you can really go to town. I suggest you design them from the ground up. He provides a basic example here of a reaction table for the orc type, but you could certainly use this to design your own aliens and really go to town with that. He also includes riding animal rules, flying animal rules, psychic powers. Interesting take on medics, chaplains, and similar specialty troops. If you're familiar with 40K, you know that they have special abilities that extend to real game mechanics and making things happen during play. In this game, they really just have an effect on morale and reaction rolls. So that's an interesting mechanic there. And then he includes 3 different scenarios that you can use for your games. And as I said, there are no points, so you can lay out scenarios the way you want to in order to really tell the story or play out the game that you're interested in playing. Now, Hell by Starlight Campaigns, I have just barely gone through with this. There's information here very similar to the Hellfire campaigns in terms of using cards to lay out star maps. And then we have the economy as well, which I really love the idea of the economy and whether or not your nation and or forces can afford various things. So I'm definitely looking to add economic factors to the campaign that we're putting together for the Imagination game this fall. He does have some sample worlds listed in here, also aliens, how they do their things, etc. So really, really looking forward to doing something fun with this. Here's my minis. Check those out. And I think that once we get through all these, and we've also had a chance to really dig into some more of these fantasy role-playing mass combat rule systems, that the this fall's Imagination campaign will be pretty exciting. So once again, thank you so much for sticking around this long. If you have, please click like and subscribe. Tune in a little bit later. We will have the Warriors of Mars video next week, and I believe I'm going to have a sample play of another game in a full-scale video later this week as well. So once again, thank you so much. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon.